Which fictional character's death have you not gotten over? Boromir. When I first watched LOTR, I couldn't have cared less when Boromir died. He was arrogant, not as cool as anyone else, and dangerously drawn to the ring. However, as I've gotten older, I find myself connecting with Boromir more with every watch. He clearly cares deeply for the other members of the Fellowship. Unfortunately, he also feels the weight of responsibility for his people, and the pressure from his father. The ring fed into that tortuous quandary, and nearly drove him mad. The scene where he comes to his senses after driving Frodo off is heartbreaking now. So horrified at what he'd done. So vulnerable, so human, and despite believing that he had doomed the world, he threw himself into protecting that which he could still reach. The other hobbits. Everything he had, including his life, and his last moments with Aragorn. Oof. The love and pride that burst from High Monsieur. Boromir is a great character. Fred Weasley from Harry Potter, and Greed from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Don't forget Hedwig, she barely even got a paragraph before they forgot her. Mike from Breaking Bad, involved in a bad life but the love for his granddaughter. Heartbreaking. My horse in Red Dead 2. Rest in peace Ivory. Leslie Burke from Bridge to Terabithia. Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. They had to kill Yondu, otherwise the Battle of Wakanda would have been over in seconds. David Tennant as Doctor Who. I don't wanna go. I loved Matt Smith too, don't get me wrong, but I still shed a few tears anytime I watch that episode. Sorry, my nerdy self can't let it pass. I called him Doctor Who instead of the Doctor. I have brought shame on my household. Arthur Morgan. And Lenny. Fuck, I miss Lenny. Remus Lupin and Nymphadora Tonks. They deserved a good life. So did Fred, and Dobby, and Hedwig, and Sirius. Kenny from South Park. Such an endless hell of sorrow you must live. My condolences. What was his name? Wash. The pilot in Firefly. I am a leaf on the wind, watch how I soar. Wash, pilot of the Serenity. Hobo and Washburn. Came here looking for this. Sirius Black. Asterisk asterisk Rufio. Rufio, asterisk asterisk. This was, and I cannot stress this enough, the least bangarang thing to happen in the history of film, monsieur. There are, unsurprisingly, lots of Games of Thrones characters already posted on here. I've posted this before, but Hodor still gets me. There was this guy in my office that had a bumper sticker that said, Hodor. Hodor. I immediately thought of him when this episode aired. We always parked a few cars away from each other and I was carpooling at the time, and my friend and I always commented on the sticker. The day after the episode, the sticker was gone. I mean, I was pretty bummed about Hodor, but this guy must have been just devastated. Fast forward a few years and we work in the same department. I always want to ask him about it, but I can't bring myself to. I just picture him watching the episode and then marching outside and tearing the sticker off. In his driveway on his knees calling out to the heavens. Hodor. Maximus from Gladiator. I would say his family. He got exactly the death he wanted after he was betrayed. Revenge. And it being in front of all of Rome was a plus. Then immediately back with his family in the afterlife. Artax. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Not only did he die, but he died because he was sad. And a try you couldn't afford to grieve for him until after he got out of the swamps. Hank Schrader. You're the smartest guy I've met, and you're too stupid to see he made up his mind 10 minutes ago. This episode stuck with me for days. I was disturbed. Ned Stark. I was so shocked when they actually did it. The moment I realized this isn't going to be like all the other movies, shows. Mufasa. Shireen Baratheon. I still maintain that TV Stannis is a complete bastardization of his book character. Everyone we know about book Stannis says that he would murder anyone who threatened his daughter. She's literally the one thing he's responsible for, as a man of gray areas, that he knows is truly good. TV Stannis deserved death. Book Stannis is so much better. There were brutal deaths, and then there was Shireen. Alexei from Stranger Things. The way he died was so cheap. I couldn't and still can't believe he died like that. How I wanted him to survive S3. I loved Alexei too, but a cheap death seems more genuine. The people you care about, your family, your friends, they're going to have cheap deaths. Death isn't some cathartic, grandiose thing. You can have a great life and a great story, but that doesn't guarantee you a great death. He just wanted his slurpy sad face. El Lalier from Death Note. This series went downhill after El died. Fire Fist Ace. Everyone says Ace, but I'm over here crying over a dang boat. Primrose Everdeen. Also Ruth. Man, her death fucked me up. ETA. Ruse Asterisk. Kakyoin from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And Caesar Crying Face. The Zeppeli family as a whole really gets the short end of the stick. However, the JoJo universe somewhat makes up for it by having them be absolute glorious bastards to a man. Koro-sensei. I mean, we all knew it was gonna happen, but yeah, it was very sad yet also pretty nice as he dies glad that his students managed to kill him. Hedwig. Herschel's from The Walking Dead. Glenn's as well. And T-Dogs. And Carl's. Damn, they killed off so many good characters. Peter from What We Do in the Shadows. Poor Peter. Sizzle to a crisp. Tadashi Hamada from Big Hero 6. I literally cried. Dobby. Also, what always bothered me with Dobby is they buried him in like a 2-foot grave on top of a sand dune. His core will be unearthed in the next strong gust of wind. Total disrespect. BT7274. Edit. As quite a few have mentioned below, we could technically argue BT isn't dead due to the binary message at the end of the Master campaign, but we all know we lost a part of ourselves at the end of that game. Protocol 3. Protect the pilot. Kaori from Your Lie in April. I thought what she did was horribly cruel. I don't understand why she would deprive him of a proper goodbye like that. It was utterly heartbreaking. Anyone seen Grave of the Fireflies? That movie is one of those movies where afterwards I was like, good movie. Well made. Effective. I am never ever watching that again. Data. I was handling it okay. Then his brother started singing a halting and broken version of Blue Skies, and I was just crushed. Joel. Scrolled way too much for this. Thank you. Joel, get the fuck up. Han Solo. I think that is why I hated the 7th movie, not really anymore. Iron Man for sure. George O'Malley from Grey's Anatomy. But also Lexi. Quicksilver. MCU. The MCU killed him off literally after one film, monsieur. Edit. Also Kylo Ren. It was stupid that he just kissed Rey and then suddenly died. That would definitely represent Disney killing off this franchise. Pretty sure killing him off was the deal with Fox. Fox would get Quicksilver and Marvel would get Scarlet Witch. Cade 6. I'm coming home, Ace. How's your sister? Cade went out like a legend. Like the absolute savage he is. The forest spirit from Princess Mononoke. At the moment, Bobby Singer. Crowley. Leon the professional. Everyone involved in the Red Wedding got. I didn't read the book and was shocking. Rob's wife wasn't pregnant in the book. Made it slightly less devastating than what HBO did. Rob's wife isn't there or pregnant in the books, but almost all of his Bannermen are. GRRM has lots and lots of characters that get to stand out a little to make the world feel alive. And Rob's Bannermen are no exception. Instead of his wife dying, it's dozens of minor characters you've seen over 2.5 books. Honestly, the worst part of the Red Wedding in the books is that it's all from Caitlyn's point of view. She died last and sees everything around her turn to ash and dust in her mouth. Ruse also doesn't say, the Lannisters send their regards. He says, Jaime Lannister sends his regards. The very person Kat set free to bring back her daughters. Hodor. That last episode that explained everything for him fucked me up. I cried during it and cried after. Like that's only happened to me twice with fictional characters. Goose. What? I'm still here. Watch the canopy. Cue floaty goose in green water music. Stoic. Daenerys Targaryen. Her arc was destroyed and the death meant nothing. I really hate the 8th season. We're thieves, in a world that don't want us no more. I gave you all I had. Spike Spiegel. Asterisk see you, Space Cowboy. Asterisk. Grammy Weatherwax from Terry Pratchett's Discworld. I sobbed like a baby. And I still miss her now. Nina from Full Metal Alchemist. I just can't. Esme Weatherwax, the most dangerous woman that ever lived. The mother in How I Met Your Mother. Marshall's dad. The I'm not ready for this. Heck, that entire show is capable of making me wheeze and then immediately cry 5 seconds later. L from Death Note. Jiraiya from Naruto. Edit. Thanks for all the upvotes guys. Laughing face. Thomas J. Sennett. Macaulay Culkin in My Girl. My friend and I still randomly share photos from that movie on each other's Facebook walls, just to start it. Movie memories from our childhood that will make everyone else cry. Also, he can't see without his glasses. Quote, I'm going to now go and continue my 20-year streak of not rewatching that film, Monsieur. Lexa from the 100. Lincoln got me so mad. His death was unnecessary and unimpressive and I'm still mad at it. Opie, Sons of Anarchy. I got this. Kanan Jarrison Rebels. Who expected a dumb kids cartoon to deliver some of the best characters and one of the most meaningful stories in Star Wars? I'm damn near 50 and still get a lump in my throat when I think about the end of Jedi Knight. Came here to post the same character. I didn't care for Kanan during the beginning of the series, but as he trained Ezra, he really grew on me. When he died, I shouted no several times, and I've never done that before while watching any fictional character die. That show is so well done. After watching Clone Wars and Rebels during quarantine, I now feel completely ripped off by the sequel movies that were released. Lee from The Walking Dead Telltale series. Winifred Burkle, Angel, Logan, Oberyn Martell. Pussy Washington from Orange is the New Black. Erwin Smith from AOT. Fred Weasley and Remus Lupin and Dumbledore, etc. Everyone from HP. Severus Snape. Black Widow. Aerith Gainsborough. I was 7, almost 24 years later, I still can't deal. Had to scroll too far to find this one. This post is way too far down and has way too few upvotes. Got characters? After Ned, I just figured everyone would die eventually so nothing mattered. Oh, how right I eventually was. But Aerith, she wasn't supposed to die. She just wasn't. And now I might as well be 7 again cause I'm gonna start crying. Mufasa. I mean, I forget about it most of the time, but seeing it again is just heartbreaking. Dumbledore. He was a good man. He really wasn't. And in my opinion he was worse than Snape. The main issue being that there is absolutely no reason to ever leave a child in an abusive household. I don't care if they're the chosen one. Plus it would have made it easier for Harry if he told him things sooner. And maybe prepared him for the fact he had to die. If he had handled things with Tom Riddle differently, Voldemort might not have even come into existence anyway. Worse than Snape seems like a huge asterisk stretch to me. I don't recall Dumbledore ever joining the wizard Nazi KKK organization. Only switching sides when some of the bad shit started happening to someone he cared about then. Mercilessly bullying, abusing innocent kids for a decade. The pig from Minecraft story mode. His name was Reuben. Rest in pork chops. Xian from Kingdom Hearts. She came back fortunately in KH3 last year. And Zack Fair from Final Fantasy VII. Bambus Mew Monsieur. Triss from Divergent, along with Mateo and Rufus from They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Holy shit, Triss. I haven't read the books in a while. In the movie she doesn't die. She doesn't die in the movie? That's utter bullshit. One of the reasons I love Divergent so much is because it gives a realistic ending. Guess I'm not watching the movies unless I want to hate watch them, monsieur. Because she dies in the third book and they never made the third movie, which was going to be a TV series, but yay, that didn't go anywhere either. So yay, she doesn't die in the movies because they never get there. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.